Yes, my friends, we want part 74, continuing to study chapter 18. I just want to say that in the previous section, 73, towards the end, there was a slight technical problem because we're not, of course, Hollywood producers. We're just mere amateurs when it comes to technology. We hope that what matters is the message that we're trying to give you, the viewers, about this book of Revelation.
Yes, thank you.
So that's going back there to Pompeii. It spewed this material 21 miles into the air, molten lava, ejected molten rock called hot ash at the rate of 1 million, the half million tons per second, ultimately releasing 100,000 times the thermal energy of the atom bombs which were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki at the time of the volcano. The religion was part of the Roman Empire. Of course, that is, the pagan Roman religion was the religion of the city at the time, and several Roman cities were obliterated and buried underneath massive ashfall deposits, the best known being Pompeii and Herculaneum. The total population of both cities was over 20,000. The remains of over 1,500 people have so far been found in the two cities. After archaeological excavations revealed much about the lives of the inhabitants, the area became a major tourist attraction and is now World Heritage UNESCO site as part of Vesuvius National Park. So, reaction of the clergy to the fall of Rome continued. They will throw dust on their heads. This will be after they see the city destroyed by volcano. They will have every reason to go into extreme mourning, as their whole livelihood, their whole way of life will be about to come to an end. It will be the beginning of the end for the Catholic Church and its clergy worldwide. The clergy will fully realise this when they see Rome going up in smoke in front of their eyes. With tears and groans, it will be a tragic time for all who have devoted their lives to the Catholic Church. And again, I want to say that people have always and still do devote their lives in a very admirable way to the Church, and often work extremely unselfishly and devotedly for the Church and for the good of humanity up to a point. But of course, it's the doctrine of the Church that will bring them down in the end. Some of them may well be very good people. They are good people, a lot of them, the majority of them I would say, and always were probably. They will say, has there ever been a city as great as this? Mourn for this great city whose lavish living has made a fortune for every owner of a seagoing ship ruined within a single hour. Here the clergy look on the city of Rome as standing for the whole Catholic Church. The city and the whole Church are woven together in an extremely close union. The city has given its name to the whole Church, the Roman Catholic Church, which of course takes its name from the city of Rome, not from the Vatican. The clergy will say, has there ever been a city as great as this? Rome is one of the great cities of the world. It is the city of Julius Caesar and Constantine. The clergy will say, mourn for this great city whose lavish living has made a fortune for every owner of a seagoing ship. A ship is a very big thing which costs a lot of money to build. What corresponds to this in the Catholic Church? Cathedrals. They are like the ships, basilicas, monasteries, convents, Catholic universities, seminaries, colleges and schools. The owners of these can receive a huge income. Now turning to Lourdes and Fatima, these two Catholic shrines are big ships Lourdes. Wikipedia says Lourdes is a town in southwestern France at the foothills of the Pyrenean Mountains. It is known for its Notre Dame de Lourdes, Our Lady of Lourdes. It is a major Catholic pilgrimage site. Each year millions visit the Grotto of the Apparitions, where in 1858 the Virgin Mary is said to have appeared to a local girl. The local girl was Bernadette Sabours, who was aged 14. Revelation says, every owner of a seagoing ship made a fortune. The owners of the shrine at Lourdes made such a big fortune that they were able to build 3 basilicas. They are the Basilica of St. Pius X. This was opened in 1957 and it can take 25,000 people. The Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary and the Basilica of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception. Turning now to Portugal and the town of Fatima. Wikipedia says Fatima is a Portuguese town that is home to the Sanctuary of Fatima, a Catholic pilgrimage site. The Capellina das Aparições marks the spot where the Virgin Mary allegedly appeared in 1917. The alleged apparition was to 3 children. They were Lucia dos Santos, aged 10, as well as Francisco and Jacinta Marto. Francisco was 9 and Jacinta was 7. The Shrine of Fatima is one of the most important in the Marian worship. It draws pilgrims from all over the world. The world renown of the shrine increased during the papacy of Pope John Paul II, a confessed devotee of Our Lady of Fatima, who travelled there in 1982. Not even unbelievers can remain indifferent when confronted by the shrine's grandiosity, spirituality and symbolism. 2 comments from a Fatima website. The first is by M. Pereira. She writes, for those who share Christian faith or are spiritual, this is an amazing place to live your faith, pray and connect with God. The second comment is by Sid Tannen. It says, first time visiting this wonderful place, I would definitely not stop talking about the experience I had. Very emotional I was. I definitely recommend this divine place to my family and friends. Comment on Lourdes and Fatima. The ships of Lourdes and Fatima do make a lot of money for their owners. However, we should not forget the great devotion and reverence which is shown at these shrines from a human point of view. Now, the final reaction to the fall of the great city of Rome will come from Jerusalem. What will be the reaction in Jerusalem? What will the spokesman, what will the BBC's reporter have to report? I'm here in the holy city of Jerusalem. I can now bring you the official statement issued by the government, by the king and by his cabinet, and we know who that king will be, and we know the exact words of the statement.
Wow.
So now heaven celebrate her downfall, and this will be the statement on all the saints, you saints, apostles and prophets. God has given judgment for you against her. This will be the statement then. Far from any mourning or throwing dust on their heads, they issue a statement calling the world to rejoice. What a contrast. I just show those final words again.
Thank you.
Because
very important ones.
This is now heaven celebrate. So the BBC reporter will. This is the statement. Oh, heaven celebrate her downfall, and you saints, apostles, and prophets. God has given judgment for you against her. So the saints and the prophets, of course, will be all beside Jesus. They will then be sitting on his throne as in the world government. And this statement will be issued by the government of Jesus and the saints in Jerusalem. after the fall of the city of Rome. And with that, we come to an end of this traumatic chapter
It was traumatic.
18 of the book of Revelation. I suppose it's wonderful to think that the final end of it all will be in the hands of such a wonderful group with Jesus and his saints, who of course will not be just sitting on judgment, but they will be sitting on perfect judgment. The problem about judgment now is that we never know now with a human court whether it's actually giving a right judgment. We know so many of them have given wrong judgments, but with that judgment in Jerusalem and the statement issued, everything will be proper and everything will be just, everything will be measured, everything will be fair. Above all, everything will be compassionate. And with that, I want to end.
Thank you, Neil. And we look forward to the next session where we begin with Jesus and his bride.
Well, that's going to be a complete contrast.
Isn't that going to be beautiful?
It is, yes. And
So stay with us, readers, because we are entering into the perfection.
Yes, and that is, of course, what the whole world has to look forward to.
Yes.
Because although the dreadful events described in the chapter today will happen, all is well that ends well, and all will end well, that's for sure. And all will end in glory and the beauty of the kingdom. It will be at some terrible price, though,
Yes.
to humanity, but that price will have to be paid. And when it is paid, we certainly have something really truly and really and truly to look forward to. We really have something to think about that should uplift all of us.
Thank you,
God
Neil.
bless you.
God bless you, Neil.